Good morning. I am 4 minutes earlier today. As always, if you're watching in recording, you're welcome to fast forward or stay with us through our hellos. I'm gonna check the sound. Good morning. All right, the sound seems to be good. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Sandra. Sandra says, interested in this series. It is amazing. I've read a few chapters. Not the entire book yet, but it's already like wow. So I am excited about it a lot. Good morning, Zazu. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Jean. Good morning, Gina. Good morning, Judy. As you can see, the sky in New York today is much better than yesterday. Yesterday was scary. I don't know if all of you saw it yesterday on the news, but it's basically we are having the super awful air quality in New York because of the fires in Quebec, the forest fires. And apparently yesterday was the air quality index, the maximum, or like the worst, is 500. And in New York yesterday we had 483. So it was almost the worst. Today is much, much better. Still not very good, but much better. I have never seen anything like this, so I have a new appreciation for people who live in areas with forest fires, and at least here we don't have to evacuate or anything, but oh my God, can't even imagine. Anyway, it is time for us to start. And yesterday we began this new series titled Real Love, The Art of Mindful Connection. And I already got a few messages from you sharing that it turned out to be an emotional practice as you connected to the stories you tell yourself about what love is and whether you deserve to be loved or not. Thank you so much for these shares. I would like to take a moment to honor you, your courage to connect with that vulnerability. And I want to remind you that you are not alone in this. That's precisely why this book was written in the first place. So many of us are completely confused about what love is actually, and so many of us feel unloved or undeserving of any expression of love. So may we all feel loved. May we all feel happy. I really, really hope that the exploration we're going to do together in the next few weeks will expand our concept of love beyond what we were fed about it as children, and also deepen so that we can include ourselves in it first and foremost. And I bet it will be an emotional journey for many of us in this group. So please remember that our Mindful Mornings group is a Sangha, which means a community of like-minded people. So please don't hesitate to reach out, whether it's sharing your musings in the comments to each practice or sending a direct message to me if you don't feel like sharing in public. Actually, we could even create a separate chat and messenger for all of you or all of us who want to do those vulnerable shares in a more intimate space rather than commenting under the videos. I'm totally open to that. So if you think you might benefit from this kind of chat, let me know. And if there's enough interest, I'll be very, very happy to open it for all of us. So let me read from the book for you, something that speaks exactly to that, to what I have been talking about. And then we'll do the actual practice. So Sharon Salzberg writes, "You are a person worthy of love." You don't have to do anything to prove that. You don't have to climb Mount Everest, write a catchy tune that goes viral on YouTube, or be the CEO of a tech startup who cooks every meal from scratch using ingredients plucked from your organic garden. If you've never received an award and there are no plaques proclaiming your exceptional gifts hanging on your walls, you still deserve all the love in the world. You do not have to earn love. You simply have to exist. We simply have to exist. We do not have to earn love. We all deserve the blessing of love. A lack of real love for ourselves is one of the most constricting, painful conditions we can know. It cuts us off from our deepest potential for connecting and caring. And yet, no matter what bravery we show to the world, most of us have recurring doubts about our worth. We worry that we are not desirable enough, good enough, successful enough. We just fear we are not enough, period. Intellectually, we may appreciate that loving ourselves would give us a firm foundation, one from which we could extend love out into the world. But for most of us, it's a leap of logic, not a leap of the heart. We don't easily leap toward things we don't trust. And most of us, unfortunately, don't trust that we're worth loving. So why is it so difficult for us to love ourselves? Why is it so much harder to offer ourselves the same sort of care and kindness that we so readily dispense to our friends, and sometimes even to people we don't know? For one thing, the notion of loving oneself has gotten an undeservedly bad rap. Most of us are conditioned to believe that self-love is narcissistic, selfish, self-indulgent. In fact, though, just the opposite is true. When the airplane cabin pressure is dropping, no one would call it selfish when a parent secures his or her oxygen mask before turning to help their child, right? Actually, to love oneself genuinely is to come into harmony with life itself, including all others. A psychotherapist, Linda Carroll, explains the difference between the real and narcissistic love this way. Loving yourself is holding yourself accountable to be the best you can be in your life. Narcissistic love has nothing to do with accountability. In other words, when we cultivate tenderness and compassion for the whole of our experiences, the difficult and hurtful parts, in addition to our triumphs, we naturally start behaving more kindly and responsibly towards others. Our hearts soften, and we see that each of us is, in our own way, grappling with this human life, full of wonder and full of sorrow. Again, let me repeat this important message. You are a person worthy of love. You don't need to do anything to earn love. You simply have to exist. So right now, let's do a short, simple, loving kindness practice together with that in mind. Take a comfortable position, and as always, take a few moments to settle. Settle into your body, your heart, your mind. Settle into this moment right here, right now. Allow your breath to be nice and soft, completely natural. Just feeling yourself breathe, letting the body breathe itself. Easy, no struggle. Allowing all the experiences of the present moment, all the physical sensations, thoughts, emotions to flow through you as energy. See if you can get a sense of spaciousness in your breath. You're all familiar with the loving kindness practice by now, and today we'll do a very basic version of it, focusing on just one phrase, bypassing the traditional verse that we usually do. So start repeating after me, silently or out loud. May I feel loved. May I feel happy. May I feel loved. May I feel happy. May I feel loved. May I feel happy. Now I'll be silent for a little while and you continue repeating this phrase over and over with just enough space and just enough silence so that it's a rhythm that is pleasing, soothing to you. May I feel loved. May I feel happy. As you do this, please know that it's completely okay if you don't actually feel anything. You don't need to manufacture or fabricate any special feeling. The power of the practice comes from our full, wholehearted presence behind the phrase, from being willing to pay attention to what's going on as you say this. Trust the process, it works. May I feel loved. May I feel happy. When you find that your attention has wandered, which inevitably happens, see if you can just let go of the distraction gently and return to the repetition of the phrase. And don't worry if it happens a lot. It's perfectly fine. May I feel loved. May I feel happy. Now repeat the phrase one more time, giving it your full attention, and then gently let go of the practice. Scan your body. Notice what's going on for you right now, physically, emotionally, mentally. How are you? And as you go through your day today, I invite you to continue with this basic loving kindness practice for yourself and see where it takes you. Simply saying over and over again, may I feel loved, may I feel happy. But of course, don't force anything. Be kind and gentle with yourself. And again, if you'd like me to create a chat for us to share during this series, please let me know. I'll be very happy to do it. Thank you so much for being here today. Tomorrow is Lorna's breathing practice, and I will see you on Saturday.